So cackling Kamala picking this guy is referred to as a gift to the Republicans? How so? Good evening, folks. Welcome to my channel, Model Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. If you do enjoy the content that I put out, clicking this right here will recommend more of my content to you when it comes to these political views, yada yada peanut butter. Don't forget, follow me up here and down here on these platforms you see, all right? And last but not least, double check to make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel, all right? Appreciate it. Okay, folks, so I'm not going to take too much of y'all time in getting into this right here. This is just something that I think a lot of people are kind of like not paying attention to, and it's this move that Kamala Harris made. See, a lot of people thought that she was going to pick Shapiro, and reason why is because a commercial was leaked sometime about a week or so ago, and it showed in the commercial as if she had already picked Shapiro. So people are like, oh, it leaked out. We know she's going to pick, blah, 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 blah. But she ended up not picking Shapiro at all. She picked somebody far more radical, somebody who's far more tyrannical, in my opinion, and also who definitely might be the person they want to push their totalitarianism and authoritarianism on. Now, before I get too much deep into that, I want y'all to check this out.
Former presidential candidate Vivke Ramaswamy is here. How does this pick change the dynamic of this race, Vivek?
The reality is, to be totally frank, the last few weeks have not been our best, Jesse. This gives us the reset that we needed. This is a gift from on high from the Democratic Party. It is also a lens into how Kamala Harris will govern. Unlike a lot of other people, I don't think Kamala Harris is particularly ideological. I don't think she has far-left ideology. I don't think she has any ideology. But it shows how she's going to buckle to pressure, because this was the first presidential-style decision that she had before her. Do you want a governing agenda of a centrist who I disagree with on a lot of things, but Josh Shapiro, or do you want to buckle to the cave of pressure from the radical left? She made the choice. And so I think this is our best lens to see how she's actually going to govern. The reality is the vice president is far less relevant. He's not going to be the one setting policy. The reason I actually find this decision fascinating is it gives us a lens into the way Kamala Harris makes decisions. And the reality is she buckles to the person who ultimately puts the most pressure on her. That's what we learned today. This is a gift. It resets the race, and I think we are on path back yet, once again, to a victory, because Pennsylvania could back again be in play for Republicans.
Yeah, you're right. Shapiro definitely was going to help with Pennsylvania. He doesn't help anywhere. They say he helps with the Midwestern white man. Are they going to buy this guy that wants to give boys tampons in fourth grade?
The reality is this is a guy they're pitching in completely the wrong way as some type of Midwestern unifier. First of all, you can't be the unifier while also leading the charge on calling 70+ million Americans weird in his term. And the reality is we have a much stronger case in return if we want to play that game. Boys versus girls, can't define the difference. Boys competing with girls in women's sports competitions, even taking away your gas stoves. He's actually been one of the greatest climate alarmist governors in the United States on the left or the right. So if we wanted to level that charge in return, we have a stronger case. But the reality is he can't be a unifier, but also somebody who's alienating 70+ million Americans as just plain weird, as he calls it. The other thing is it's just one Potemkin village of identity politics, Jesse. The Democrats, it's almost as they don't look at the actual content of the candidates they put up. They realized it had to be a black woman in the vice presidency, now the presidency. That's exactly the reason Kamala got her job. But having checked that box, now they need to revert the other direction,
right,
which is a Midwestern, folksy, white guy of a regular type. And the reality is when they stop giving positions out on the basis of merit and start using these group quotas in either direction, they end up with the worst of all worlds, and that's what this ticket represents.
The Minneapolis riots, that's going to be front and center in this campaign. It's going to be about the economy. But remember in that summer what happened. He let that city burn. He let it burn. And then blamed America for the fact that it burned. Why would she pick someone like that on the ticket? Why?
Well, the fact of the matter is she wasn't making a sound decision, but there's three issues that matter in this election, Jesse. Immigration, economy, crime. On economy, he raised taxes, shows you what he thinks about economic growth. On immigration, he wants to build a ladder over the border wall and give free health care and taxpayer-funded subsidies to migrants. And on crime, that's really where the George Floyd riots come in. This is not turning America into St. Paul or Minneapolis. That's what they want to do. We say no. We have a clear choice to do it in the ballot box in November. And I think this is now our race to lose. Let's step up, focus on our agenda, and if we do, we win this thing once again.
You're right about the Democrat machine. They have decided to run crazy San Francisco and burning Minneapolis against Donald Trump. And that is just, that's not going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out. We'll wait and see, but.
Now, what you guys need to understand after all that's being said, do you agree with Vivke Ramaswamy saying that they need to just focus on what we've been doing, keep on focusing, who cares about who this dude is? Who cares about what they're trying to make Kamala Harris out to be? We all know the terrible job she did as VP. Focus on that. Are you happy right now while we're arguing over what could be or what may be? How about we argue over what is right now? And whatever the case is right now, whatever the predicament you're in right now, what administration is in leadership right now to have you and I in that predicament? What administration? Yeah, exactly. It's that simple. But if you want to sit there and try to run on identity politics, but it will be a woman of color. It would be a woman of color. Oh, it would be a woman, period. Oh, my God. But then yet at the same time, go back if you want to do this. Instead of sitting there trying to argue, you just upset because you take Negroes and liberals, you got to be out of your mind. Go back and show me an interview that she's done where she just seemed just completely to be nailing it, coherent, without being all over the place and saying things that absolutely 100% makes no sense at all. Show me. You won't be able to. Maybe one, maybe two, but not consistently. No, you won't. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think about her VP pick? Do you think this dude is crazy radical? Do you think, like I said earlier, that he has a pretty much a drive of totalitarianism and authoritarianism? Just look what he did during the Minneapolis Summer of Love and all that. Yeah, they had a Summer of Love too where things were burning, but it was mostly peaceful. 70% of the neighborhood is on fire, but it's mostly peaceful. The fire is not out of control and cackling, nothing like that, like blowing folks up. But it's just, it's peacefully, sound like a fireplace during Christmas time. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think by putting it in the comment section below after this video. Do that. I am Ty Smith, model Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.